Hello there, you, and welcome to a gigantic army of Chaos Undivided, as today the demon hordes of Chaos take on 6 Space Marine chapters: the Black Templars, the Iron Hands, the Uncorrupted Soul Drinkers, the Mighty Ultramarines, alongside Blood Ravens, and finally the Sons of Dawn. Will they be able to hold out against the gigantic waves that are about to descend upon them? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, in today's fight. Oh my, I'm really excited for this one. We've got a lot of Space Marines down there, and we've also got a gigantic horde here, almost 3 million strong. I mean, just look at that, spreading off into the distance. Already, bolt of fire, though, is starting to streak down, and blood is going to be flowing down the side of the mountain here. Now, the initial charge here is largely in poxwalkers, but don't worry, the demons will be joining us soon enough. We've got bloodletters, we've got plague ridden, we've got Aloruses on the field. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any of the siege models onto the field. The base size units, like the amount of space they take up on the battlefield, was just too much, and it was causing too much havoc with the AI. So unfortunately, Siege is taking a backseat in this one, but we have got everyone else here on the field as our Space Marines start to activate here, chainsaws in hand, charging forward. Of course, we've also got the Terminators front and center as well. Now, we've got the Iron Hands on this side, we've got the Black Templars on that side. As you can see, we've also got the Ultramarines here, guarding the flank as the Nommers try to charge down into that heavy concentrated bolt of fire. Same as happening on the other side, where we've got the Blood Ravens with their bolters holding back the waves of undead. And of course, in the center, we've got the Soul Drinkers here, providing fire support to anywhere they can. And I mean, look at that front line. It's just getting decimated by bolt of fire and chainsaw at the moment. A magnificent charge here. Now, it's going to take a little while for the demons to start trickling forward. We can see that they are starting up here. They're just back a little bit. There we go. Now, here we are. The demons are starting to make their way down the sides here now and down the center. I mean, just look at that gigantic flanking maneuver over there. That's been lit up. That's kind of crazy. But you can see all that magnificent bolt of fire there coming out to the Space Marine lines every now and then, just creating these little pockets in the attacking horde. But the horde quickly fills in them little gaps. So it does look like we're going to get plague ridden coming to the front first, front and center. And look at these. They're big, rotten, swollen guts getting towards our Iron Hands over here. Iron Hands extremely adept in melee combat. Now, it's going to be interesting to see which side lasts longer. Is it going to be the Iron Hands, or is it going to be the Black Templar? I mean, at the moment, the Iron Hands are sort of surging forward. The Black Templar have got more of a holding pattern going on. They're not pushing far forward as the Iron Templars. That's kind of as the Iron Templars. Wow, that's a mash-up. It's the Iron Hands. Kind of interesting, actually. But let's see who lasts the longest day. Looks like we've got a few Terminators in reserve over here, just in case anything that goes wrong on the front lines. We are holding the flanks really nicely at the moment. It looks largely like it's only Poxwalkers coming down from the sides into the flank. The Space Marines should be able to easily deal with that. What about on this side? Yet again, it looks like largely Poxwalkers coming down this side. Again, the Ultramarines should be able to deal with that pretty dang handedly. And I mean, look at that. The side of the mountain is already covered in bodies. But we're holding strong. We've got 0 losses so far. We've killed over 200, well, we're coming up to 300,000 kills here, actually. The demon presence, though, is starting to be felt on this front line. Look at that, it's building up here now. More and more of the plague ridden starting to show up. A couple of demons of corn here as well. The bloodletters are making their way through, and we've got Aloruses now also on the field. The full demonic invasion is now being felt by the Space Marines. We might start seeing some losses from the Space Marine side pretty soon here, because that is a lot of demons to deal with, even for a Space Marine. But they're just surging down that center line. Again, the Iron Hands really pushing forward here, taking the fight completely towards the demons. And that is a lot of demons in there, though. My God, they're taking an absolute pounding. It's kind of interesting how this center area there is just almost completely devoid of any combat. But we've got a nice gathering on this side. Again, it seems really strange because these guys are like to have more of a holding pattern. They're not trying to advance too much. They're staying under the cover of the bolt of fire here as well. Kind of an interesting tactic coming out from the Black Templars. Looks like our flanks are still holding it quite nicely for now. Oh, man. Look at all them bodies. I've got to say, though, as these bodies start to pile up, it might make it easier for the demon army here to start pathing through. I think the Iron Hands are actually trying to push up to the very top here. It looks like they're trying to crest the ridge. I mean, they're holding for now, though. Well, they're not holding. They're pushing forward for now. That's good enough. That bolt fire should be able to support them at least to the top of the ridge. I'm a little bit worried that the center line's getting a bit thinned out here because of it. We don't want troops pushing too far forward. We don't want a crack in the center here, and that seems like a heavy demon presence as well. A little bit worried. Can we get some more of them Iron Hands coming over this side, please? That'd be lovely. Oh man, that front line is brutal. I love our Terminators though. The Sons of Dawn here, taking out hundreds and hundreds of demons in their Terminator armor. It does feel like though that the presence is starting to build up here now. The Space Marines, look at this. Before it was scattered resistance, and now we've actually got a solid wedge against the Space Marine army on this side. Let's go have a look at this flank. How are we doing down here? Bloodraven's doing a really nice job, actually. Keeping this entire flank secure. They've put the floor with corpses. Like I said, luckily it's only Poxwalkers that seem to be pushing around the outer flanks. Most of the demons, then, are going to be heading down the center here, right towards that melee line. And yeah, look at that. Oh my god, there's so many demons now on this front line. The Space Marines have really got the work put out for them. Taking a lot of losses, actually, now as well. They've got 130 losses. Oh, my God. Yeah, look at this. They're actually breaking through the Space Marine line here. This could be dangerous. The Black Templars are still holding really nicely. Look at this. They've hardly pushed forward at all. But, again, that's given them some really nice cover. The Space Marine line over this side, though, the Iron Hands are starting to thin out, and that's really worrying. It seems like the closer to the ridge that they're getting up here, the more and more demons they are starting to face. And I think they're starting to struggle with it. I think they're getting a little bit overwhelmed. They haven't got the bolter fire backing them up as much here. I mean, don't get me wrong, the bolter fire is still coming up here, but it's nowhere near as much as it should be. Again, a lot of the distraction fire is going out to the flanks at the moment. It is all down to these melee units to be able to hold these guys in place. Otherwise, the flanks may get a little bit overwhelmed too. Because while these guys might not do it like... Okay, so Plague Ridden, the Aloruses, and the Corn Demons, they do quite a lot of damage. The Bloodletters, they do quite a lot of damage. But the Poxwalkers hardly do anything. So we could afford to give up the flanks, and the Space Marines would be able to tank the damage of the Poxwalkers for quite a while, should it be required. I mean, just look at this at the moment, though. Is there any more of a Warhammer sight? 3 Terminators, back to back, surrounded by demons, slowly building up a pile of corpses around them. It's like Warhammer meets the Doom game franchise. Like, the front cover to that game is literally this. Oh no, the Terminators are going down though. The sheer weight of demons there. That's disturbing, but they did take out a lot. I mean, look at that. We made a hump in the terrain there. So yeah, it looks like the Iron Hands are getting a little bit handsy on here. They've pushed right up to the ridge top, and now they've got no support whatsoever. The center line has completely collapsed at this point. 400 Space Marines have been lost, and these guys are finding themselves surrounded. The Iron Hands here, too exuberant in their killing, have pushed far too far ahead. Meanwhile, though, the Black Templar have done a bang-up job. I've got to say, their doctrine of just slowly edging forward has been really, really effective. They've probably killed roughly about the same amount. It's just that they don't move forward as fast. And that's allowed them to keep that bolter fire heavily concentrated, which is helping them out to no end now. As the demons start to try and surround them here. Look, that bolter fire is really helping out. Oh my god, so many demons are getting killed here as we come up to 1 million kills for the Space Marine army. I mean, this has been a hard-fought fight here. But the demons are encircling. We have still got our chaps up here as well. It is back-to-back fighting once again. Oh man, it's going to come down to our bolter fire, isn't it, here? It's all going to come down to the 3 groups of bolters at the bottom, I think. The Terminators are going to hold out quite nicely for quite a while at this point. The Black Templars are holding on this flank. That's magnificent for us. The more and more time they can buy... Oh no, look at this though! The demon armies are starting to make their way down to the center. Luckily, we've still got this contingent group of Terminators here. They're going to be invaluable in this defense, I tell you that now. Let's go over here. I want to look at this. Oh my god, the side of the mountain. It's just completely peppered in corpse. Oh my god, there's so many here. We've broken 1 million kills, 1.8 million to go here. Are we going to have enough? I mean, I actually kind of think like we're thinning out this horde on this side ever so slowly. It does feel like it, and especially when we start getting the surge forward in the center, that's going to suck a load of units down here, which appears to be happening now. We've still got our Iron Hands at the top, I think. There might be one or two. I think he's in the tree here somewhere. Oh no, I think the last one has just died. Yeah, the last one's just died. So all these chaps now are going to come surging down the center. It's going to be a gigantic demonic push. And I don't know if the center line's ready for this. Hey, look at that. It's such a colourful army. You've got to give that. Both armies here. Very colourful today. Space Marines displaying a lot more black, actually, than Chaos, which is kind of weird. Look at this. They're holding out on this flank now. We've got the Terminators yet again, back-to-back fighting, piling up the corpses. But that bolt of fire is getting less and less here now. Simply because the center line is under assault. Like I said, we have got them Terminators in the center, so hopefully that'll hold quite nicely. Again, Black Templars doing a magnificent job of holding this line for us. It's largely Poxwalker swarms that they've been dealing with on this part of the flank, but yeah, it has worked absolutely amazingly. How are we getting on this side? So yeah, still plenty of reinforcements coming down at this particular part. I mean, I just love that. Look at how quickly it gets thinned out when you start getting to this point. Just, yeah, bolt of fire after bolt of fire, annihilating them all. The flank over this side is starting to look a little bit more pressured, actually. I was saying just that it looks like they're running out of reinforcements, which is, I don't know. Actually, I think a load of them who were distracted up there have just come around this way. That's probably what's happened. Yeah, because the Iron Hands are no longer up there. I think all the Iron Hands are actually dead at this point. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, I think they are, because all the Iron Hands were on this side of the field. The Black Templar still got a few units left over here. Oh god, what was that acting? Over here. They're over here on this mountain. Yeah, we've still got a few Terminators as well, that side. We've still got our Terminators in the center. Quite a few of them, actually. So what we're going to do, quickly hit a little time-lapse camera and see if the Chaos are able to encroach on our bolters here. We'll be back. Oh, actually, can I get some of these? Yeah, I want to try and get the Iron Hands in there. What do you call them? Black Templars over there, yeah. Okay, so we'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go have a look down here on our front line, because our Space Marines are still holding out here against the insane waves of demons that are descending upon them here. I mean, just look at this. There's piles of Bloodletters, piles of Plague Ridden, there's piles of Aloreses all at the feet here at the Sons of Dawn. They've been holding out for such a long time here. Just absolutely pelted the enemy with Bolt of Fire and Power Sword here. They've done a magnificent job. I mean, we're actually starting to thin out the hordes of Chaos just a little bit. There's only 800,000 remaining, and I mean, look at the Blood Ravens on this side. They too have been putting in the Emperor's work against the Poxwalker swarms on this side. I mean, look at this gigantic pool of blood that's just below everyone's feet. It's absolutely magnificent. Let's go have a look at the flank on this side as well, because also, let's not disrespect the Ultramarines. They too have created a cliff face of bodies on this side, turning the Poxwalker swarm into meaty chunks on the side of the cliff face. But yeah, look at this. These guys have been holding out this center for such a long time now. There's so many bodies built up underneath this part. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to hold off these waves. Again, there's only now, we're coming down to 700,000 now. Almost 100,000 Chaos have been annihilated. I mean, to be fair, just look at the amount of Bolt of Fire coming in. That's a lot of bolter rounds. The fact that anything manages to get to the Terminator is a miracle at all. Some of these demons, though, can take a bolt around and keep moving. That is the power of the war. But my god, that's just absolutely insane in the center here. I love all that. Just look, it's a literal light show. Like, can you imagine when the Imperial Guard fire 1 million laser guns, last guns? It's just going to blind everyone. But we are going to go very quickly back to another little time-lapse camera here just to see if the Chaos can actually push through. Back in a second. Well, ladies and gentle giants, it comes down to this. Unfortunately for the Poxwalker and demonic horde here for the Chaos, it doesn't look like they were able to break through the insane bolt of fire lines here. I mean, just look at this battlefield. It is literally ridden with death and destruction. I mean, we're going to have a hell of a cleanup operation to do after this battle. And a look at the side of this mountain as well. We did eventually smooth it all out into a nice, pathable area, but even that did not help them against the overwhelming bolt of fire here. Look at this! There's 6,000 left! The demonic horde has practically been eviscerated. Unfortunately, I think all of our melee combatants died. The Sons of Dawn died, the Iron Hands died, the Black Templar all died here. But at the end of the day, we've still got 3 chapters worth, well, I mean, these guys eventually turned traitor, but, you know, at least we've got 2 loyal chapters worth here of Space Marines still left on the field. And my god, look at that. What a magnificent field it is. But I do think, ladies and gentlemen, with 200 demons left on the field, we can be calling it this one here. And the cleansing must always happen. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all you channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We've got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.